Jordyn, you got to like the more physical aspect of practice starting up now, practicing pads yesterday to get some short yardage situations going. What do you like about training camp getting to that point?
I think it's cool. It's good from like a competitive standpoint. You want to get guys, competing because like the team periods, it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not as competitive, but it's not real life situation. So we got the little goal line situation, 3rd and 1. That's a real life thing to where offense got a yard to go, defense got a yard to stop. So I thought it was cool.
A little bit of a skirmish at one point. What would you think of that going down?
Yeah, I was by that time I was dead tired, and so I was on the other side of the field. So I ran in late, but if I had a little bit more energy, I'd probably help out. Yeah.
What are you supposed to do when you run in?
I don't know. It's like we all got on helmets, It's my teammates, so it's kind of like a. I think what you got to do when it's a big crowd, you just got to do a lot of movement to make it seem like you're doing something, So can't nobody say nothing at the end.
Sometimes you see football players in a situation like that where they take off their helmet.
See, that's what you don't do. Like it's one clip a couple years ago with Brian Cushing. He got to a fight on the field, took his helmet off, headbutted the dude, broke his nose and bleeding. You don't end up in that situation, so you might want to keep your helmet on.
Speaking of helmets, I asked everyone else. I want to ask you about Guardian caps. You can wear them in games now. Do you have any plans to?
Do I have anything?
Yeah.
No way. It's like an extra 10 pounds on your head. Makes it a lot hotter and heavier. So no, I wouldn't do it.
So you haven't to wear them in practice then?
No, not at all. Everybody's got I call them UFO caps. Honestly.
With this team, the reputation is that they're speed, and not a lot of physicality. What do you think that this defense is going to do to kind of change that identity?
Just be physical. Just be physical. I think a lot of that is just because how much attention Tyreek Hill draws, on the national stage. Just, the speed, and everybody pays attention to that, and which they should because it's that good. But, the defense kind of gets overlooked in that way. But I think that's everybody's mentality coming in. New guys like myself, pride ourselves on being physical. And I think of any great defense, you have to be physical. We want to be feared. And so right now, we're in the process of doing that. Not every day is going to be perfect, but that's why we got the pads on, working in the heat, and just emphasizing it day after day until we get to the point where we feel like, we the bullies on the team.
For you, you played both the Will and the Back when you were in Seattle. Where do you see yourself slotting in with Miami?
Right now, I'm playing the Will position. Like you said, I can play either position. Personally, I like playing Will a little bit better. Just my personal preference, but I could play either one.
Jordyn, you're new here, new scheme, a lot of new guys in front of you on the defensive line. How's that process going for you guys all kind of feeling each other out to know how to play off of each other? And is there anything you can do off the practice field to kind of help that process go along?
Yeah, you got to sit down and eat lunch with people. Maybe even go to lunch with somebody outside the building. You got to do little things like that. I really pride myself on doing that, just really getting to know people on a personal level. Even if we never play with each other again, it's like, we built that relationship. But just from experience, just playing ball for a number of years, anybody on a personal level, you can play that much harder for them, I really know this guy, so I can really go to war with him when it gets tough in the fourth quarter. And that front seven, the D-line, linebackers, really everybody, but really that front seven, we really got to be like this. And so, that's something I try to emphasize a little bit more. In the past, I haven't been great with it, just kind of being reserved, but just kind of just sitting next to guys and just picking their brain.
Does that also lend to, when something bad happens on the field, someone makes a mistake, that closeness, you can then have that tough conversation immediately on the field?
Absolutely. That's a big thing. And so the guy who's getting yelled at, he can receive that better. Instead of him looking at the dude I don't even know you like that. Why you coming at me like that? You know what I'm saying? Rather than he looking at him like it's a big brother, a brother type of relationship, and he knows the only reason why he's yelling at me because he want me to be better. And so I can accept that. I may not like it, but I can accept it. So I think that goes a long way.
How much is that bully thing talked about inside the building facility meeting rooms?
Well, Jalen Ramsey just talked about it for about 10 minutes after practice. For a long time. But I think that's just a mentality. Like you have to have that mentality on defense because we are reacting to what the offense wants to do, which really makes it harder, in my opinion, to play defense because they know exactly what they want to run already. We got the call. We can have some, awareness of what they might run, but you don't know for sure. So you're always on your heels. So we can be the initiators. We can be the bullies. I think that makes you a dominant defense to where you're proactive rather than reactive.
Any insight in what Jalen told you guys?
Say it again.
Any insight into what Jalen told you guys? I mean, without getting too fine of a detail.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just leave it at that. A lot of just things that the team need to hear. But that was one of the biggest things is being a bully on defense.
Jordyn, we heard Coach McDaniel say earlier today that, the emotion of coaching is often lost and that in order to get a guy to where he wants to be his best, you have to be able to reach him. And, hearing you speak about chemistry and getting to know your teammates, how has Coach Weaver gotten to know each and every one of you on defense to the point where you feel like it's bringing the best out of you?
Yeah, I think it's just a thing that happens naturally over time. What I like about Weaver, he doesn't force it. You can tell when somebody's kind of forcing a relationship or trying to just do things, but it's kind of really like natural, organic. Just literally, you might be standing off and you just come, tap you on the shoulder and just talk about whatever. Them little moments, like I say, they go a long way. It's like, I thought he was going to talk to me about ball, but he asked me something personal, you know what I'm saying? That just goes a long way, and I think he does a great job of just doing that, just being who he is. I don't think it's forced at all. And so I think in the long run, you'll see a lot of guys playing hard for him just because he's able to reach guys on a personal level.